Welcome to the Chatting with Ingram series of podcasts. I'm Philip Ingram. This is episode 16, and today I'm talking to Kenny Long from Digital Barriers. Now, Kenny's got a very interesting past, so warning, you might actually learn something. Morning, Kenny. How are you?
Very well. You, Philip?
Yeah, not so bad. It's nice and sunny outside, and once again, I'm locked in the house. It's great, but I understand you're locked somewhere else at the moment.
Yeah, I'm currently locked away in my caravan because I've chose to self-isolate because what Digital Barriers are doing is a lot of work with hospitals. So I'm trying to go to the hospitals myself with our engineers to get the technology installed at a faster pace rather than taking a little bit longer because obviously numbers are down at the moment. So.
Yeah, so it's fantastic what the health service are doing and anyone who's supporting it. What are Digital Barriers providing into the hospitals at the moment?
Yeah, so it's our fever detection scanners. They're a fantastic bit of equipment, but like I was saying, the only reason why I'm self-isolating because I want to help them get into the NHS a bit quicker. But it's a fantastic bit of kit. It's scanning staff and people as they come into the hospitals.
So helping to keep the hospitals an awful lot safer. Are you getting a good uptake for the tech?
Yeah, it's going very well. What actually warms my heart is every time I do go into the hospital with the kit, you can see the nurses' reactions to say, oh, thank goodness they're bringing something in to help us out because they're doing so much. What a fantastic job they're doing already. But I feel like if we can just alleviate a little bit of that stress from them, it's worth doing. So
yeah, I understand completely. So you've only recently come into Digital Barriers. Before that, you were what was called a super recognizer. Can you tell those that are watching this what a super recognizer is?
Yeah, certainly. So a super recognizer is someone with an innate ability to recognize faces over, it could be long periods of time, short periods of time. So I first started doing it in Scotland Yard with our then DCI Mick Neville, who started the unit at Scotland Yard.
Yeah, I remember Mick well. It was a sort of a natural flow across. You were a human automatic facial recognition device that's out there. And now Digital Barriers are one of the world's leading companies in producing automatic facial recognition capability. Was that a natural move across?
Yeah, it was. Well, the CEO, Zach Stack, noticed that they've got a fantastic technology, and what better way to showcase the technology than bring in a human who works hand in hand with the technology. So it's a fantastic move by them, and it's working very well.
And we hear a lot of controversy about facial recognition technology, its use, and able to surveil crowds of people and then automatically arrest them and take them away. The complete myth around a lot of it is there not?
No, certainly. So I always stick to this acronym. What I sort of nicked most of it from when I was in the police. I say PLANT. So whenever you deploy facial recognition, it should be proportionate, legal, accountable, necessary, most important, transparency. And the whole point of a human who's been trained to work with the system makes it totally transparent by the fact that you say, why are you deploying? Okay, we're deploying because we've had a lot of crime in this area. How are you doing it? But what you've got to understand is the people deploying it need to know the limitations of the system. So, for example, if you insert a poor probe image into the system, a poor image into the system, you're going to have a lot more false positives come back. For example, as a super recognizer, if you gave me a very blurry image and I went into the crowd to go and try and identify that person, it'd be a lot harder than if you gave me a very clear image. So the better image you put into the system, the better results you're going to get. So that's what people don't really understand. You've got to understand how facial recognition works, make sure it's set up correctly and insert the right sort of images and set the right parameters.
And with the facial recognition, there's always a human in the loop making a decision. So it's not a system automatically saying that individual's a criminal, go and arrest him.
No, definitely. That's what a lot of people don't get. So that's why I said it's very, very important to have a trained operator working with the systems, because you don't want someone with prosopagnosia looking at the returned watch list and saying, oh, that's the same person, because prosopagnosia is basically face blindness. So they won't be able to say if that's the same person or not. That's why it's so important. If the system does send back a match, you've got a trained operator, look at it, yeah, it is the same person, then you can go and deal with it, because you're never going to send a computer to go to court to testify it's the same person. It's not the computer that makes the decision. As you well know, it's the human.
Yeah, so all these statistics that are out there about the facial recognition software or capabilities that the Metropolitan Police have got and other police forces have got being wrong 80+% of the time is just completely wrong because false positives are weeded out by a trained operator.
Exactly. And what people have to understand is you'll set different parameters for what operation you're doing. So, for example, if you're doing a counter-terror operation and you're trying to get a terrorist and you cannot miss that person, you'll set the parameters slightly wider. So you'll stop people that look slightly similar to that person because you cannot miss them. But if you're only trying to stop a shoplifter, how can you justify setting the parameters so wide that you can stop people similar to them? You can't. So you'll set the parameters really, really low, and that means you'll only ever stop that person.
Yeah, so as you say, it's proportionality. But the quality of the equipment and the software that you've got is really critical in being able to capture the images in the first place and then properly process them. Digital Barriers is one of the world leading companies providing that capability. What is it about the Digital Barriers capability that makes it stand out above the rest?
So this is what made me very excited about Digital Barriers, because it's not just the fact that they've got a fantastic algorithm, which is all theirs, etc. What gets me very excited is the whole network system. So we've got an app called SmartViz Face, which is a mobile app that can then link up to, say, for example, the police have deployed a CCTV van. So that means rather than just having someone watching all the images coming past the van, they've actually got the officers on the ground with the mobile app as well. So if they stop someone, they can then confirm it straight away then, is that the same person? It's all in the same network.
And is it, because you're doing it on the ground, is it as unreliable as the press are making out, or does it depend on how it's been deployed, who's manufactured the equipment? We've already discussed who's analyzing it and all the rest of it. Why has facial recognition capability got such bad press at the moment?
I think all it is sometimes people have to look at the whole picture. So yes, it's got a lot to do with how good the technology is, but you've got to understand it's how you deploy the technology. It's got to be set up correctly. For example, lighting can play a big part of it. Then obviously knowing the limitations to the system, uploading the images again, because like I was saying, the amount of times that people have come to me and said, is this image good enough to upload to facial recognition? I'll say to them, you can upload it, but it's a very poor image. So what you're going to do, you're going to get a lot of false positives. If you upload a very good image, yes. So people really need to understand that. It's so important.
So moving back from facial recognition software to what Digital Barriers are doing for the NHS at the moment, your thermal camera capability is something that you've had for a while, but you're now getting it out into NHS hospitals. Is it the NHS Nightingale hospitals, or where are you deploying it?
I won't mention the hospitals as of yet, which ones we've deployed it to, because I don't want to overstep the mark, etc. But yeah, I've been on wards myself recently with the kit, and it's just such a relief to see the nurses' faces when they can see we've come onto the ward with this kit. They can see it working, and they can see that the hospitals are trying to do all they can keep their staff and the patients safe. It's just an extra level of protection for them and a peace of mind for them, really, when they're working in such stressful situations, which I certainly couldn't do. We've both been in very demanding jobs in the past, and to be honest, what they're doing is absolutely incredible.
Well, Kenny, what Digital Barriers is doing in supporting our heroes in the NHS at this really strange time that we're in is absolutely fantastic. But amongst the innovation, and it's good to see the amount of innovation that's coming out of Digital Barriers. I wouldn't have expected anything different from the team that's there. There seems to be an awful lot of companies that are doing what I call imitating an ostrich, and they're just sticking their heads in the sand and they've got their asses in the air, and it's not good. They're the ones that are probably going to fail.
It's sad, and to be honest, I can't, because I don't have a company myself, I can't say what I'd do, but to be honest, I can see what Digital Barriers have done. I think it's because they've got such a strong leadership team that they've said, no, we're not going to furlough our staff. What we're going to do, we're going to work harder, we're going to make stuff that can actually get us through this period, actually help people at the same time.
Yeah, and then companies are going to come out much stronger the other end, and that's what the country needs, and that's what the employees need as well. The country needs tax to be going back into the system to pay for everything that's going on at the moment, and there are real opportunities, and taking those opportunities are not exploiting the situation. It's actually, as you're quite clearly doing, you're helping deal with the situation in as pragmatic a way as possible.
Well, that's one thing that's quite saddening, actually, because I've noticed a lot of companies have brought out some very, very shoddy products to try and quickly push them out there.
Yeah.
To try and make a quick buck, and that is actually getting to me quite a bit, because you look on the news and you see Captain Tom Moore doing the walks up his garden. You see all these teachers doing great things, even the retail staff. Every time I go to Tesco now, I literally almost break down a little bit now, because people don't realise that there's people's nans there, aunties there, brothers there. They're working there day and night, like all the NHS staff as well. They're working very hard in hard situations, and they're getting a lot of abuse still.
Oh, and the retail staff are coming in contact with more people than a lot of the NHS staff, and they don't have any PPE. It's a very dangerous role to be in at the moment, I think.
Well, it's really scary. I actually had to step in at one of our Tesco's because there was this guy really going. This little old lady who's actually working at Tesco's and saying, I want 4 tins of this. Why can't I have 4 tins? Obviously, it's not them that set the parameters of buying the amount of stuff. But that's why it's quite lucky. We're providing our live streaming body-worn cameras in now to go and support the retail staff, because if they are in trouble, they can live stream straight to the control room, the audio and visual.
Well, that's the retail stores that actually have control rooms and sensible CCTV and security. There's some that don't have anything whatsoever, which is a real shame.
It is.
So what else is Digital Barriers providing? You've got your thermal camera capability, you've got your facial recognition capability, you've got your body worn camera capability. What else is out there in the market at the moment?
So we've got this. It's called Safe Zone. So it's about crowd monitoring. So if you've got one of our cameras up or got a camera up, we can then put our analytics into it. And what you can see is if a crowd of more than 3 people gather into one area, it will send an alert through to either your control room, it can send it through to a mobile phone, and you can actually live view and see exactly what's going on there. And then you can send the appropriate response to go and deal with certain groups. But the reason I like this as well is from my policing background. I'm saying, well, this is great for lockdown now because you can set times. Because I know in France at the moment, I believe you can only go exercising between 5 and 7 in the morning or something. So they want people at night. So you can set the times on it, which is fantastic. What I'm seeing, and when I'm speaking to police forces, etc., is a user case for afterwards. So again, especially in places like London, if you have a technology like this, they have a lot of protests and a lot of protests every year. So I'm saying, what a great technology, because if you've got a massive control room with about 100 cameras in, which most of the big ones do have, get people start to gather, they can then look at that camera and direct resources over to that area, which makes a lot.
The automation of everything is fantastic, but we keep coming up with we're moving into a surveillance controlled Big Brother looking down on all of us. Again, there's a lot of mechanisms in place, checks and balances in place to make sure that it's only being done in a proportional way, is it not?
No, definitely. I totally agree. And that's why you've got to have the right people and always have a human working with the technology. So I can't see any of our technologies where you wouldn't have a human involved in it, because if there's an alert, a human has to react to that, or they can just stop it. Again, if there's facial recognition, use a human for the matching. If you've got a body-worn camera, so for example, we deploy them at football clubs. What they do now is whenever they eject someone from the stadium, they have the live stream turned on. So that means all the police in the control room can see and hear everything that's happening. So that's protecting that staff, that's protecting that member of the public, but then it's dealt with straight away there and then. But there's always humans involved. That's the most important part. The technology is there, which is a tool. And that's what I say to everyone. Whatever tool it is, it could be facial recognition, it's a tool. Live streaming body camera, it's a tool. Everything is a tool, but you always need a human operator to work with it.
Yeah, and it's there to protect not just the security staff, but to protect the public as well. And the data is only held for as long as it needs to be held, and then I'm sure is deleted.
Oh, definitely. That's 100% right. You've got to be very careful with GDPR, very careful with data protection, and very careful with looking after your data, especially with watch lists, etc.
Yeah, exactly. And with Digital Barriers and Digital Barriers technology, I think your CEO, Zach Doffman, knows more than most about all the rules and regulations and making sure that they're properly applied.
I'll tell you what, Zach's an absolute diamond when it comes to that sort of stuff, because he researches it more than me. I thought I'd do it a lot, but I go on the internet daily to research all the updates. But Zach always beats me to the punch. I'll get a text from him saying, Ken, have you seen this update? I'm like, okay, Zach, you beat me again. It's 15-0 now, so...
Well, with the admission that Zach's beating you to the punch at every time, I think that's probably a good point to stop. Kenny, it's been a real pleasure talking to you on the With Ingram podcast series this morning.
No, you too, Philip. Thank you very much.